Indeed, for everybody. Welcome back, everyone, to this special edition of Hannity, Trump versus the left. That was, of course, President Trump earlier today speaking at the Black Voices for Trump event in Atlanta, reaching out to Black America and exposing the do-nothing Democrats. Now, the president isn't the only one making the pitch, as rapper Kanye West is urging Black voters to, quote, own your power, saying voting for Democrats as a default position is not the power. Joining me now with reaction, Trump 2020 campaign national press secretary, Kayleigh McEnany, and we're bringing back Salem radio nationally syndicated host Larry Elder because he's so fabulous. Thank you, Larry, for coming back, and thank you, Kayleigh, for joining us. Look, this is President Trump was making it very clear that we have a responsibility to reach out to every American. I felt that the Republican abandonment of the inner cities, the abandonment of African Americans, was shameful and awful. This idea that Democrats were the only ones who would have ideas for them condemns people when you don't give them other ideas, other options for moving forward. Larry, do you think that this kind of outreach from the president makes a difference?
Absolutely. I was with the president in Cleveland at a black church, and among other things, he talked about choice in schools. The polls show that inner city parents, black and brown parents, overwhelmingly want choice in school. They realize that the government school down the block is not functioning very well. Betsy DeVos, the Secretary of Education, also is promoting choice in school. I can't think of anything better than getting a good education to go from poverty to the middle class, and Trump made that case, and it was very, very receptive. For that reason alone, it seems to me Democrats, blacks ought to rethink their allegiance to the Democratic Party. For that reason alone.
Yeah, and we have these numbers from the president as an example. Let's take a look at the unemployment rates, by the way, from when Trump took office to where they are right now. The last month under Obama and Biden, in January of 2017, unemployment amongst African Americans, 7.7%. Under President Trump, it is now the lowest on record at 5.4%. We've also seen that wage gap contract as well when it comes to that issue. But Kayleigh, really, this is about reaching out to Americans who happen to be black. Well, all of us deserve to have a hand in this magnificent future that he's creating and that Americans create every day. Kayleigh, do you think that he's really being heard, and how do you see us moving forward next year when it comes to the African American community?
Oh, there's no doubt he's being heard. Look, Democrats have betrayed black Americans for decades. Economic betrayal, factories shutting down, inner cities worsening. But President Trump changed the trajectory. You know, you point out those economic numbers. Never before had black unemployment been below 7%. It was an average of 12.8% under Obama. President Trump brought it to 5.4%, a record low. It took President Trump. He said, "What do you have to lose?" And then he proved himself right and backed his words up with action, with opportunity zones. The First Step Act, 90% of inmates released have been black Americans. This is a president who has defied history and done what Democrats have talked about for decades. It took President Trump. Yes, he will win more of the black vote by a long shot in 2020.
So, Larry, I'll give you the last word on this because it's really an important dynamic of the fact that everyone deserves opportunity, and the president's making a specific effort here.
Absolutely. Thomas Sowell said years ago, Democrats want black people to feel angry, resentful, focus solely on racism. And if the Republican Party can get 20% of the black vote, the Democratic Party is literally finished. And that is why they are constantly telling black people, you're a victim of racism, you're a victim of police brutality, you're a victim of this and of that, as opposed to hard work, get a good education, don't make bad moral mistakes, get married before you have children, the same formula that works for everybody else.
We got a hard break here, Larry. Thank you very much. I appreciate both of you joining me tonight. Thank you.